Alrighty, folks, happy Tuesday morning to you. We are now 7-1 in our last 8 $1.99 daily best plays on my premium page. We had the Jazz +4 yesterday, and they actually destroyed the Mavericks by 37 points. And the good news is we have another $1.99 daily best play going off here today. It costs just $1.99 for 30 days of service. You'll get one premium selection of mine every single day for the next 30 days. The math works out to be just 6 cents a day. Now, you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on the free videos and what I do on my premium page. Well, what I do here on the free videos is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side, and total. What I do on my premium page is, well, I actually share with you which one of these free plays I actually like the best. Now, if you think you could use more than one premium selection of mine, and, well, maybe you want more, you may want to think about signing up for my full access, all-inclusive Chairman package. Chairman members get access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you also get access to my Chairman podcast, absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. Once again, folks, I'm 7-1 on my last 8 daily best plays, 4-0 my last 4 NFL tier membership picks, and finally, folks, we are hitting at 83% in my last 26 Chairman package picks. And once again, the site is patreon.com/BrockPage. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into some free content. We're going to take a look at the Bulls at the Sixers, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Philadelphia's -10.5 at the Wells Fargo Center, totals 226. Now, the Sixers should be able to outscore these guys. Joel Embiid's returning to the lineup here today, and the Sixers are a top 3 point-producing team in the East. They're also facing a Chicago club on the other side who's one of the lower-scoring teams in the Eastern Conference themselves. Chicago's a bottom 3 field goal shooting team on the road. The Bulls have also played their worst basketball on the road. Out of 14 contests away from the Windy City, Chicago picked up the W only 4 times. Of course, they're facing a Philly club who does like to play some pretty tough defense. They're in the top 5 in the East in points allowed per game. Of course, Joel Embiid snagging 9 defensive boards per contest, club leader in blocks per game, and of course, Joel's currently leading the entire NBA right now in points per game on offense. And speaking of offensive production, Tyrese Maxey's second on the roster in scoring. He's drilling nearly 40% of his three-pointers. Now, one more thing to add about Philly. When you put them to the line, they're going to make you pay. They're currently the best free throw shooting team at home in the league right now. Now, injury-wise, DeAnthony Melton sitting this one out with back problems. Meanwhile, for Chicago, Vucevic, Levine, and Craig are still out. Bynum is also inactive. The Bulls did see their last 5 straight all stay under the total. Meanwhile, Philadelphia saw unders recently against the likes of the Magic, Hornets, and this very Bulls team. Give me the Sixers, -10.5, under 226. All right, next matchup should be a good one. Celtics, Thunder, 8 o'clock East. OKC's -3, totals 240.5. And speaking of that total, OKC saw 6 out of their last 9 out-of-conference games get over the line. They're also 67% to the over at the Paycom Center. Plenty of overs in their own arena. Now, Boston, on the other side, they saw 6 out of their last 7 get over the total themselves. We're talking about overs against the likes of the Raptors, Pistons, and Lakers. When it comes to selecting a winner in this one, this game's being featured as my $1.99 daily best play on my premium page. But as far as making a free pick is concerned, give me the over 240.5. Next game, Nets, Pelicans, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. New Orleans is -6, totals 229.5. Now, the Pels should be able to take care of business at home here. They've got a 611 win percentage in the Smoothie King Center. They've also been tough to shoot against in their own building. The Pels are in the top 3 in defensive three-point percentage on their own court. CJ McCollum leads the roster in steals per game. He also drills 42% of his three-pointers on offense. And speaking of scoring, Brandon Ingram leads the roster in points. He's making over 50% of his attempts from the field. Now, they're facing a Nets team who lost 8 out of their last 10, and they failed to cover in all of those contests except for one. Brooklyn also plays their worst basketball away from the Barclays Center. These guys got the W in just 6 of 16 in their travels. Now, injury-wise, Lonnie Walker's still inactive with that hammy. Dorian Finney-Smith's day-to-day. Meanwhile, for the Pels on the other side, Trey Murphy could potentially suit up here tonight. He's been battling that knee injury. The Pels saw overs in 6 out of their last 10. They're also 5-3 to the over in their last 8 meetings with the Eastern Conference. Now, Brooklyn on the other side, they saw 4 out of their last 6 get over the total themselves. Give me the Pelicans -6 over 229.5. Next game, Spurs, Grizzlies, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Memphis is -11.5, totals 234. Now, the Grizzlies lost their last 3 straight, and they're playing their worst basketball at home. The Grizzlies are just 2-12 straight up in the FedEx Forum, and even with the return of Ja Morant for a few games, the Grizzlies are still the lowest scoring team in the NBA. Ja Morant's making only 17% of his three-pointers. He's been little to no threat shooting it from long distance. Meanwhile, Jaren Jackson's shooting only 32% from three-land himself. And they're facing a Spurs team who does have the ability to score points late. This is a top 10 point-producing team in the fourth quarter. Victor Wembanyama leads the roster in scoring. Devin Vassal's averaging over 18 points a game himself. Now, injury-wise, Zach Collins is still injured for the Spurs. Brandon Clark inactive for them. Now, the Grizzlies are currently 10-4 to the under in their own building. They also saw unders more recently against the likes of the Kings, Clippers, and Pacers. Now, San Antonio on the other side, they saw the under cash in 6 out of their last 10 meetings with the Grizzlies. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of unders to go around. Give me the Spurs +11.5, under 234. Next game, Hornets, Kings, 10 o'clock East. Sacramento's -16, totals 232.5. And for a team laying 16 points in this spot here, the Kings have not been great on defense. They're in the bottom 5 in the league in defensive points per game at home. When it comes to covering the point spread, Sacramento's covering in just 50% of their games at the Golden One Center. They're facing a Charlotte team who does, in fact, have a winning record against the point spread versus Western Conference opponents. And for some reason, this team shoots pretty well away from Charlotte. They're a top 5 field goal shooting team on the road in the East. Miles Bridges is averaging 20 points a game. Brandon Miller makes 40% of his 3 balls. Now, injury-wise, Rozier and Williams are questionable for the Hornets. Hayward, Ball, and Ntilikina are still out. The Hornets are 63% to the over in their road trips this year. Meanwhile, Sacramento went 11-5 to the over in front of their own crowd. Give me the Hornets +16, over 232.5. And with that, folks, we are going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. It's going to be in that Magic Warriors game, 10 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Golden State's -3.5, totals 231 and a hook. Now, the Warriors are on a 3-game losing streak, and they struggle shooting at home. These guys are in the bottom 3 in the league in field goal percentage on their own court. Klay Thompson makes just 41% of his field goals. Jonathan Kuminga, he's been little threat shooting it from three-land, just 28% shooting from downtown for Kuminga. And they're taking on an Orlando team whose strength is defensive play. Orlando's currently in the top 5 in the league in defensive points per game. When it comes to grabbing rebounds, well, they're also in the top 3 in the East in defensive boards per contest. Paolo Banchero grabs 7 rebounds a game, club leader in scoring. Meanwhile, speaking of offense, Franz Wagner's averaging over 21 points a game himself. Now, injury-wise, Ingles and Isaac are out. Fultz is questionable. 7 out of Orlando's last 9 conference games fell under the total. Meanwhile, Golden State saw unders recently against the likes of Miami, Denver, and Washington. Give me the Magic +3.5, under 231 and a hook. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap. Give me the Sixers minus 10.5, under 226. I like the over 240.5 in the Celtics Thunder game. Pelicans minus 6, over 229.5. I'm 7-1 on my last 8 daily best plays on my premium page. And if you want to get today's daily best play, it's only going to cost you just $1.99 on my premium page. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to one premium selection of mine every single day for the next 30 days. The math works out to be just 6 cents a day. The link for my site is in my bio. Give me the Spurs plus 11.5, under 234. Hornets plus 16, over 232 and a hook. With my next and final pick for the video, give me the Magic plus 3.5, under 231 and a half.